That is such a bad shot. Why? It's so simple to get it on the green from there. That is just awful. Why have you... Where's my putter? God. Today we are talking 4 of the biggest scoring mistakes golfers make out on the golf course, and they are such simple things that if we get them banished from our game, we're going to see that we start to actually improve our scores, not without even changing our golf swing, simply thinking better and making better decisions. And number 1, we're stood here on the 15th hole at North Wales Golf Club. It's only 305 yards from myself, so that's a driver surely. If I hit a good one, I can just about get there. The problem is when we look at this hole from the flyover now, there's a little bit of a valley down at the green round about 270, and there's quite a lot of rough that comes into play round there as well. So if I'm not super accurate, this risk versus reward probably won't pay off. But sometimes we get sucked into it. If I hit this drive straight and I get it that 305 yards, I could be putting for eagle. I'm going for it. Don't even talk to me. I pulled the driver. I'm going for that decision. So we stand up, and then as we're actually addressing the golf ball now, we start to question ourselves. Is it the right shot? Is this the right risk I should be taking? Is the reward going to be enough for this driver that I'm about to hit? So as I stand up to this one now, that little bit more rough on the left starts to creep into my mind. I can see it. It's really starting to play towards me. So as I address it, instead of knowing that I've made a good decision based on good thought process, what I start to do is start to question myself as I'm stood over the golf ball. Maybe I have an extra look at my target, but when I go to actually pull the trigger, it's not faded off where I wanted to, and that is probably going to be in some pretty claggy rough. It felt like a good contact, but unfortunately it isn't going to be the shot that I was looking for. So that risk has not given me the reward. That is mistake number 1, scoring mistake number 1 that we need to stop making. Is the risk worth the reward? And if you're questioning yourself about it over the golf ball as you're about to swing it, it probably isn't. Let's head down the fairway and find out some more scoring mistakes that you could be making. Okay, so we found our golf ball and that risk reward didn't pay off. I found myself here with the ball below my feet in some pretty snarly rough. I'm only 70 yards away, but it's not the pitch that I was hoping for. I was hoping to get through the little ginnel here and trickle up to the green with hopefully a really easy birdie, if not eagle chance. But what I don't want to do now is compound that problem, and that is tip number 2. Make sure you do not compound the problem of a bad shot. Here I could be tempted to go flag hunting still, even though there is a bit of a plateau up to the green, and if I don't quite control the ball how I could do here, it could leak off short right or into the hill on the right into more rough and really make it a troubled shot for me and really compound that problem of the first risk I took. As well, if I take my medicine now and play more towards the centre of the green, ignoring the flag, even coming up short, I can still pull up the hole, put up the hill, sorry. I'm not bringing into the equation loads of trouble. So what we need to do is tip number 2, make sure we don't compound real problems when we're out there. So for myself now, I'm going to play this as if it's 85 yards, more to the middle of the green, forget that flag and see that I'm not compounding the problem of that first shot that I've just faced. And it's come out pretty nicely, and I've ended up just beyond the flag on the green. So pretty decent. I've saved myself a problem there in those scoring issues. I've not compounded the problem from a bad shot. Okay, so scoring mistake number 3 is here on the greens. I see so many 3-putts happening, whether it's due to missing short putts or not being in control of our long putts, because we've not really evaluated what's going on. Maybe we're a little bit flustered as we've got onto the green eventually, but we get on there and we don't take into account what's actually going on the green. So we just go, oh, it's like any other putt I'll just hit it. So we get a little bit flippant, we get a little bit careless on the greens. We've done the job of getting here. Well, it's pretty easy to get it in the hole now, but it's not that simple. I'm actually stood on quite a big slope here for it's going down to the hole, so that would actually lead my ball to shoot off a little bit more as I go through. So if I wasn't really paying attention, I've done the good work of getting to the green here now, but what I could end up doing is hitting my putt what I thought was the normal pace. It just catches the hole, but it's actually raced off a little bit more. It was lucky that it caught the hole for me there. So what we've got to make sure when we're on the greens, this is an area of the game where we can really pick up shots. For this putt here, let's make sure that we're going through a routine. We'd line it up, we'd treat it like any other putt, whether it's the first shot on the first tee or the last putt on the last hole. We've got to take care whenever we're on the putting green. Don't undo all your hard work when we're out on the golf course. So we go through here. Let's try and eliminate 3 putts and see that we do it by going through a better routine and knock more putts in. And this is tip number 4, having a really poor attitude and letting bad shots actually affect you. If you carry this bad shot for too long, it's going to now affect my next shot. I can't do anything about that shot that I've just hit. It's done. I wanted to get it to within 6 feet to try and get that up and down, but unfortunately I duffed it, it hit the face and it's just trickled out here. But if I'm stood over this putt and not even paying attention now, because all I'm doing is thinking about that shot that I've just hit, I'm carrying that bad shot for too long with me. So I'd end up stood over the putt, I'd maybe giving myself a little bit of self-talk, I've not gone through my routine, I end up hitting a putt that I wouldn't normally hit. Oh God, this is just rubbish this. Why? I knew I'd do that, that's stupid. Oh my God. Ugh. And we get really drawn down into this negative attitude and loads of self-talk. So when we head up onto the next tee, guess what's going to happen? I'm still going to be carrying that shot, and that is not what we want to be doing. We've got to let go. When we walk away from that last shot that we have played, we want to be able to come onto this tee and put the golf ball down and reset and recharge. If I can now think that I've got a new chance to make a great swing and actually forget about that shot and stop carrying it with me, change my attitude and hit a great shot, then from there we're going to stop making that 4th scoring mistake, which is carrying the bad shot with us for too long. We want to have a great attitude. Every chance you get to make a swing is a chance to make a great swing, so why not stand over it, go through your routine and think that you are going to hit a great shot when you do it. Make a good swing and don't carry the bad shots with you. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson this week. If you have, do hit that subscribe button down below for me. They were 4 scoring mistakes I want you to stop making to make sure that you get better at the game. See you in the next lesson.